What's good, my G's? Your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers in the house. How you doing? How you living? How you gaming? Of course, if you don't already know, G stands for gamers. This here is just a E3 2016 press conference, kind of a review or just my overall feelings and thoughts about the EA games, Bethesda, Microsoft, Ubisoft, PlayStation, and of course Nintendo. I'm not going to be going too in-depth about particular games, more so just the overall flow. Yes, I will be breaking out each company by themselves, and then I will probably highlight some specific games that I want to talk about, and either breakout videos or I group them up depending on how many I decide that I want to actually do. So first up was, let me just give you my overall thoughts. I was kind of weirded out that it started on a Sunday. My birthday was June 14th, and you know, every year when my birthday comes around, I know that my birthday can mix up what happens for the conference. If my birthday is towards the end of the week, that means everything starts on Monday. If it's on Tuesday, it throws things off, and usually if it's on Wednesday, things are okay. So I'll take all the heat for the mix up, although I'm not sure that's my fault. So with that said, EA Games was the first one out. Overall, I felt that the conference was okay. With me being a fan of particularly EA games, and two games out of that made it worth the watch for me, the beginning and the end. Titanfall 2, and you know, there was some information given about it both on the single player and the multiplayer. Yes, there was a leak of the Titanfall 2 trailer, and I was able to get some more information and a better look at what was happening when they announced it officially. As far as Battlefield 1 goes, the only thing that we really cared about was what actually happened after the show, which is when they gave us about 3 matches of the celebrities versus celebrities matches between, and celebrities versus celebrities / YouTube versus tournament, a best of 3. Although one team won 2 games in a row and they did the third one anyway, but that was the best part of it, to see how the game actually moved. And I will do a breakout video on that alone. So Titanfall 2, Battlefield 1 for my liking, of course. Probably the bigger announcement for FIFA 17 was that, you know, they were doing the Frostbite engine and using FIFA and Madden 2017 to break out this new EA Play thing that they're talking about, like a championship, kind of like an esports thing. And like I said, I'll get into that later. Mass Effect Andromeda, you know, whoever that was for, that's going to be pretty good. I got some more insight about Fee, and then 3 Star Wars games coming along by 3.5 studios. So, you know, EA is in the business of Star Wars making games, and that's why you see a flood. But that's nothing new if you've been around a while. On to Bethesda. They showed off Quake Champions. They showed off Elder Scrolls Legends, which is a card game. You know, they did some new Fallout 4 DLC. I think it was called Nuka World. Fallout Shelter, the mobile device game. New updates for that. Then they showed and announced the beautiful Skyrim, basically special edition, which is actually a remaster, and it looks pretty damn good if you've been playing it on the 360 and the PS3. I'm not sure if a PC player would care, but you know, the one thing that is important for you console players is that mods is available, so I just wanted to tell you that right now. Then a pet project called Prey showed up, and I believe Prey is from Arcane Studios, the creators of Dishonored. And then Doom had a slew of information to give out, as well as telling you about some new DLC and some things that's coming along. And if you haven't done it already, please go download the Doom Level 1 demo, the first stage. They made it available for, I believe, PS4 and X1. I'm not sure about the PC, so if you haven't tried it already, please do. I will be there. There will be a video. And then finally, the only thing that made me really happy is with this conference, overall happy, is Dishonored 2, and I guess the announcement of the collector's edition. I will have to do a breakout video because I love Dishonored 1, Dishonored 2, what I saw, amazing. So overall, I felt like the Bethesda conference was straightforward, definitely, I felt a lot better about their overall presence than EA's, and you know, I definitely enjoyed Bethesda's presentation. On to Microsoft presentation, and you know, before I even get into the games, I feel like the Microsoft presentation just came out with a rapid fire flow. I mean, game after game after game, point after point after point, slide after slide after slide, not much in between. And as much as I'm gonna give these guys credit, I'm gonna give Sony credit right now, PlayStation as much credit for this right now, is that I love that there were no fucking corporate numbers. I fucking hate watching E3 and they talk about these corporate numbers. Like, I really don't care. We're here for the games. Let's stop that BS. If you're gonna do it at your own show, but don't do it at the E3 shows. Back to Microsoft. Gears of War 4 was looking pretty good, and then they announced one of the characters for Gears of War 4 is gonna be inside Killer Instinct. I thought that was pretty dope. Of course, they showed us some Battlefield 1, you know, footage. You know, they did Record's coming along very nice. I saw the Final Fantasy, I think that's 15. That was looking pretty good, and I'm not a Final Fantasy player like that. I admire the game, but it's just not me. There was some Underground expansion, and We Happy Few, and then this Witcher card game, and then Tekken 7 with the Akuma cameo. You know, then they showed Dead Rising 4, which honestly looked really good, especially in comparison to when Dead Rising 3 came out. I don't want to start that argument here. We know facts are facts, but it is what it is. You know, Scalebound, after seeing Final Fantasy, I believe they showed it maybe a game or two after Final Fantasy. I don't know why they did that, but Scalebound did look good. It kind of looks silly sitting next to Final Fantasy, but it does look good. I think that game is coming along very well, and they will have to put some more polish on it. That's definitely a 2017 game. CFDs, I like the concept behind it. The people who were demoing it, they kind of oversold it. I kind of hate that. State of Decay 2, Halo Wars 2. Like I said, overall, I felt like Microsoft did their thing. Very strong showing. It went very, very smooth, very solid, and you know, good for the game. And of course, you probably wonder why I didn't mention Forza Horizon 3, because that's all I needed to do. I am going to do my own video or make it dominate the other video that I do for Microsoft. As far as Ubisoft goes, they came out. I felt like, you know, Aisha Tyler, shout out to her, Miss Girlwood, and I always enjoy her. I know people be bitching about it, but they haters. But I think their conference was pretty smooth. Wasn't as strong as I thought it would be, but I will say this: I am now looking forward to Watch Dogs 2. I'll get into that when I do the breakout video. They announced, you know, Just Dance 2017. We've seen more about Ghost Recon Wildlands. I'll have more on that too. The South Park bit of the Fractured But Whole, that was pretty hilarious. You know, of course, they had to do the obligatory The Division DLC, Underground and Survival. They showed more on the Eagle Flight game. Star Trek Bridge Crew was VR inspired, and that was pretty cool. I believe For Honor is as well, but they damn sure showed enough more about For Honor. Then they did Trials of the Blood Dragon, Grow Up. I already said Watch Dogs 2, but a surprising title they showed was called Steep Game, and I'm just gonna say it now. This looks like a missed opportunity for a Red Bull or a Mountain Dew sponsorship, but Steep has potential to be a very unique and genre-defining or roll-up type game. So, you know, hey, I hope it takes off. That has my attention. Overall, we're moving on to the PlayStation. These guys came out with the Big Bang Showmanship. I will go down and say something about that later, but maybe in the breakout video. But just to give you the amount of the games that they announced: God of War, Days Gone, Last Guardian, Horizon Zero Dawn, Detroit Becomes Human, Resident Evil 7, I believe is called Biohazard, Farpoint, Battlefront VR, X-Wing Mission, Batman Arkham VR, Final Fantasy VR Experience. I mean, they didn't show too many BS VR games, and they kind of wanted to show some serious things with VR. That was pretty cool. Then they showed both Call of Duties, the Infinite Warfare and the Modern Warfare remastered. And I wonder if the fanboys are going to keep consistent with the thumbs down for this. But I will say this. I don't care what no one says. And even Rev, Solid Rev said it. That shit for Infinite Warfare looked amazing. And you know I'm very critical, and I've been hating on Call of Duty as a lot lately. And I'm almost sold. But that was amazing. Shout out to them. Then the amazing surprise Crash Bandicoot remastered. You get 3 titles. I believe it's the first 3 Crash Bandicoots. And then Crash gets a cameo or a special, I think tie-in into the Skylanders Imaginators. Also they show Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens, Death Stranding, which is Kojima. Kojima came through with Redis, and I think that was his name, Redis. Y'all know who I'm talking about. But he came through, showed some weird shit, and then of course Spider-Man. Basically the Spider-Man from Civil War. So it's probably a movie tie-in. Insomniac Games is going to be on it. That sounds pretty cool. I love the pacing of their conference. It was probably my most favorite one. And last and the least as well, Nintendo did their conference from a treehouse. Obviously, you know they did something unique, for lack of a better word. But they showed off the amazing looking The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and they showed off Pokemon Sun, Pokemon Moon. That's all they did. It was pretty much just an hour or whatever of that. I'm not going to get into details, but the Pokemon Sun and Moon game, if you're a 3DS fan, it looks pretty good. It did some overhaul. I might not even break out a video for it, but I just had to say that. And then The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, I'll have to go back and watch some more videos, but from what I saw, that was looking pretty damn good. And of course it's for the Wii U. There was no news of anything else. That's why I don't report on rumors, and I try to keep away from some of the hype train as much as possible. So, you know, that's that. If I had to rank them, and this is not like a who won or who lost, if I had to rank them, you know, PlayStation, Microsoft, Bethesda, EA, Ubisoft, Nintendo, if I had to rank them. And that's just based off of what I felt was good pacing to me, things that got me excited that I wanted to play, that was announced within their show. Not necessarily the better game, because you know FIFA's coming everywhere, but just like, you know, whatever was announced and how they announced it and the overall presentation. But outside of that, I was not excited for E3 at all this particular year. And I ended up having a very good E3, and everything that I'm saying is at the end of each of these conferences. I didn't dig deeper into nothing else outside of their conferences. I try to keep all the information based on what I saw at the conference. So I will be breaking out videos and having, you know, each of the 5, I believe, as their own video. So feel free to look in the link below as I am updating the description, or even look in the cards in the upper right corner of the video. You can see the other 5 videos, and share with me your thoughts of the overall, you know, conference that you were able to see, if you've seen it all or just 1 or 2 conferences. And you know, were you looking forward to it? Did you get anything left? Did you get anything answered? You still left more questions? Me personally, for a lot of these things, I'm left with a lot of questions, specifically with Microsoft, specifically with PlayStation as well, and a few questions for EA. But you know, and shame on Nintendo, but I understand. But you know, let me know what you think. Your boy Snow, Ignorant Gamers, and I'm out. Peace.